How's it going, guys? I'm Steven from Break Free Homestead. Today's video, we're going to make a poor man's evaporator. That's right, we're getting into sapping this year, and I'm assuming you're looking at this video also because you want to get into sapping. This is an affordable way to get into it. There's super expensive methods that you can just buy and order and it'll be on your doorstep. But this should save you a few bucks. We're gonna go through the building process and what we did. We also have links down below of where we bought most of our things. If this content helps you guys at all, would you please consider dropping down below, hitting that like button, and subscribe if you are not already. It really helps our channel out as we grow our homestead. We provide 2 new videos a week. We'd love to have you join us. All right, guys, today is the day we just got our cast iron kit in, and we need to make this barrel into a stove. We have a small amount of trees that we're gonna tap this year. This was the most logical idea for us to get into at a reasonable price. I was looking online. Most people get these on Facebook. You find them more on Facebook than Craigslist nowadays. So what we did, we found that a Linex shop, they don't even care. They just give these away. They say, hey, come by, pick these up. So, I mean, you can try giving your Linex shop a call and see if they're giving any of these away. Obviously, these guys are not trying to profit off of these. They just said, come pick it up. And so I got one of those, and I got a burn barrel for free. So let's get this thing marked out and then get it cutting. I'm gonna drop a link down below of the kit that we bought on Amazon. If you use it, it gives us a little bit kickback, but it doesn't cost you any extra. All right, so here, some people keep this small area above the vent. You don't really need it. It's gonna be covered by cast. So we went ahead and cut it off for the sake of not making a million cuts. So one of the super nice things about this barrel, having the removable lid, is that quite often you see a lot of people struggling to put the feet on. And we have a full opening now. We're not going to be climbing through a little hole. Let's just get it done. Show the miss, say, hey, look, it's coming together good. And she goes, yeah, Apparently, the chickens like it more than her. Bam! This thing's starting to look like a stove, man. On this unlevel ground. It feels pretty good. Pretty sturdy so far. Just had to have somebody hold the screws on the outside while I snuck in there and tightened the nut just enough so you could tighten it from the outside with the screw. If you hand tighten them, the nut, the screw, if you screw it in, it will grab and you don't have to use a wrench or anything, which is kind of nice. Oh, that's focused. You can't tell. This thing's made in China. I don't know what we're going to thread with that, but we'll see. All right, so I just traced that on. Went as far back as possible to give the most room for the pans. That'll give us more working room. And there's no good way to cut this. Let's get it done. All right, guys, this thing is looking pretty freaking sweet. You know, I was concerned about taking off too much, but I think that's gonna be the perfect amount. Leaving a little bit extra is definitely gonna benefit us. And now some things I've seen online, some people just cut the whole thing out, but I figured I would leave that little divider. You could even make this gap a little bit bigger. That's a 1-inch gap. If you made it a little bit bigger and took some off of this side, then these pans probably have a little bit more room and they wouldn't touch, which might be, you know, during the process, this might hinder us a little bit. You might have to pick both up at the same time or something. So definitely use the most of your space that you have to give you as much working room as possible. I don't have the stack right now, but I really want to get this thing running. We'll put some water in here so we don't burn our pans and get this started and get the paint cooking off of this. All right, guys, so this is the process where we are trying to burn off all the paint on this barrel. As you can see, it like flakes. You don't want that stuff flaking when you're doing your sapping or your cooking. So got to burn it all off. Get some water in the pans, probably get some more in there because it's going nicely now. And then kind of been struggling because we're using some bad wood. Obviously get some better stuff. It takes a little bit to get the base of the fire going, and we've just been getting better flow, leaving the door open right now. Probably when everything is settled in there, close it and get it, when it gets up to temp all nice, it should be pretty good. But after we're done with this, we're gonna spray paint it, and then we'll have to run to Lowe's and grab our pipe, and then that should be it. I just went ahead and brushed off the barrel with a broom. This kind of like the burnt off paint is kind of like in flakes in there, so just gonna brush it off, give it a little bit of assistance in getting off. Now what we're gonna do, I brought it into the basement because it's 6 degrees out and this will not help the paint. So we got some high heat Rust-Oleum, just flat black, and we're gonna try to hit this thing up. That way it doesn't rust nearly as much. This thing looks 100 times better already. Once it dries, we'll get it upstairs and we will throw the stack on it and see how it looks. If you guys would, comment down below. If you're gonna build this thing, let me know. What would you change about this build?